Buongiorno everyone tutti. We're at the St. Louis Bocce Club down here on the hill with Joe Torrisi. And we're going to talk to you today about the Giro Della Montagna, an annual event down here on the hill. So my name is Quito Valentino. This is Casa, Cucina. So sit back and enjoy a great Italian-American show.
Una bella voce, siamo una bella voce, gente dalle anni. Una bella voce, siamo una bella voce, gente dalle anni. Lavoriamo, mangiamo, beviamo, cantiamo, belliamo, festeggiamo insieme. Una bella voce, siamo una bella voce, gente dalle anni. Lavoriamo, mangiamo, beviamo, cantiamo, belliamo, festeggiamo insieme. Una bella voce, siamo una bella voce, gente dalle anni.
As I said, folks, this is the beautiful Joe Torrisi, very involved person in the community down here on the hill. Joe, how you doing today?
Fine, Keith.
Thanks for meeting with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
This is the St. Louis this is the St. Louis Bocce Club down here on the hill, and this is where you're having your reception for the bicyclists.
We sure are, Keith. This year is the 9th annual Giro Della Montagna, and we wanted to add something special, give the people in the community an opportunity to interact with the cyclists. Many times cyclists come from all over the United States. They show up at the finish line. When their race is over, usually they pack up and head into the next race. And many of the people in the community want to have an opportunity to meet them face to face, share a little pasta, play a little bocce, hear a little Italian music. And we're very fortunate this year that the Italian-American Bocce Club here on Marconi Avenue decided to host the event. And the club members, as you can see, have been preparing pasta all day, meatballs, salad, dessert. There's plenty of refreshments, and the cyclists are going to be coming here to pick up their race packet information and prepare themselves for tomorrow's Giro, but they're going to also enjoy an Italian event. Pasta dinner, music, a little bocce, and the accompaniment of these fine people here on the hill.
Well, you know, Joe, you being a cyclist yourself, isn't it true that the best kind of meal to eat before you go on one of these events is pasta?
Oh, sure. Bicyclists and runners and anybody in long distance or endurance events are really dining on carbohydrates, eating a lot of carbos, and pasta, of course, is one of the best for that. So before an event, a good pre-event meal would be pasta. So tonight, we're loading them up on pasta, so tomorrow they'll be pedaling faster than ever before.
And on this show, you're going to see a little bit of the reception here and the kitchen and some of the food, and the Italians are known for their beautiful food. But before we get into the second part of the show, Joe, the actual bike races that you have, the volunteers, the people that come forth within the community to help you out. I went to a meeting the other night. Let me tell them about this. I went to a meeting the other night, and there was, I guess, maybe about a dozen or so people there, and you were just going down the list, one by one. Who's going to handle the signs? Who's going to wash the streets? Who's going to do this, that, and the other thing? The booths, the food, and whatever.
Right. Usually a lot of that is done months ago, but at that purpose of the meeting you were attending was to double check and make sure all our dominoes were in a row. This event and the magnitude that has developed out of this event for the last 8-9 years would not be possible without volunteers. No one gets paid to put this event on, and people just step forward and contribute what they can, whether it be financial resources, supplies, materials, or most important, their time. We take all these resources in the community, we combine them into and package them into a great event called the Giro.
And that's that was going to be my next question. question. When do you begin? This is September the 4th of 1994. When do you begin working on the next one?
Well, this may sound a little premature, but we've already begun working on next year's event. As we go through this year's checklist and as we put things in motion, we find out little things that we could have done to make it better, and we're already saying, well, next year we're going to do it this way, next year we're going to advertise, next year or in this manner, and next year we're going to need somebody to handle this. So already we're planning for next year. And next year will be our 10th annual, and that will add a little extra spice to it.
So if you did make it this year, now if you watch the show on a regular basis, you know I've been promoting this Giro Della Montagna because it is really a fantastic event down here on the hill. These bicyclists come from, or cyclists, they come from all over the country, all over the world, as a matter of fact.
We've had international participation 6 out of our 8 previous years, anywhere from Belize to New Zealand, Australia, Germany, England. A couple times the Royal Air Force from England came, and they were a pleasure to have. And it's so unfortunate that we didn't have something in place like a reception prior to those events, because everybody would have had an opportunity to meet them. But this event is very well respected throughout the Midwest and throughout the country, and even in international countries.
So this is a 2-day event, but on this show you're going to see pretty much give you an idea of what happened down here on the hill September the 4th, 1994 in St. Louis. Now coming up are 2 musical tributes, one to the folks out there that came to watch the show and some of the volunteers, and the bike race itself. So sit back and enjoy yourself.
I agree.
Okay, ciao.
Ciao.